Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome. Who do we have here today so far? Hello. Welcome to my ChakraTouch live session. Happy holidays. Can everybody hear me okay? Hello, welcome. Hello, Rhonda. Welcome your first time from South Carolina. Wonderful. Is this your kind of weather in South Carolina? It's not mine here in Rochester, New York. I wish it was. We did not have a white Christmas. Oh well. It was very lovely weather though. Yeah, we're wet and rainy today too. Although it is cold here where I'm sitting, so I'm starting the session with my hat on lately. Awesome. Anyone else want to say hello, where they're in from? I'm hoping for some snow soon, so it's not my favorite thing in the world, but it is really pretty for the first snow. So I've got a snowy holiday background. Hi, D. Tulsa, Oklahoma. 41 and overcast. Well, it's not too bad, huh? And I like your picture of your kitty cat. It's very nice. Hello and welcome. We'll just give a little space here. Folks often trickle in. Yeah, I prefer 80 and up too, D. And I live in New York State. Like I only get that in the deep of the summer. So someday I'm gonna move south. I don't know much about South Carolina though. Maybe somewhere in maybe Arizona or New Mexico or an island. Who knows? Someday. Hello, welcome. Say hello, where you're from, how you're feeling. How's everyone's holidays? If anyone celebrates Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever's going on for them. I had my brother and sister over on Christmas Day and we had a lovely feast that I prepared. I'm not much for cooking, but we put together some lovely things and it came out great. And then we played games in the afternoon and evening. So that was a lovely day. And then yesterday I felt sad and lonely. I think the camaraderie of having family here was really strong, but then missing that connection and spending time together. Hello, Patrick. Welcome. Greetings from Germany as well. Hello. Yes. Nice. You've joined your girlfriend Sonia last time when she was in my session. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Patrick. That's really nice to hear. I'm feeling emotionally quite sensitive and energetically sensitive today, so it's nice to hear that somebody likes my spirit. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you have a lovely session. In a moment, I will tell everybody here what I do. And I'm looking forward to creating a really nice, loving vibe here in the session today. Sometimes the early afternoon sessions for me here are we start off a little lighter and then and then people, have you noticed that? How it'll start off maybe 10, 20, maybe 30 people or something, and then like halfway through there'll be like all these people that have trickled into lives. I see that all the time on Insight Timer. I've always been curious about that. Roundus is very different this year. Sad. Transition with elderly, precarious situation. Oh, wow. Rhonda, I understand the elderly precarious situation. I sure do. I've been there with my dad who passed in 2020. My mom, I live with an elderly lady, 83 years old. She's doing pretty darn good, but there are those moments that are precarious. My heart goes out to you, my friend. Anyone else want to check in how you're feeling today? What is this? The 27th of December. We're sort of in between Christmas and New Year's point. I've been reflecting a little bit on how this past year is. How's the music? Can everybody hear the music okay? Softly, but not too loud. Chose a different song this time. Oh, hearts, thank you. Well, perhaps we shall get going. Anyone else want to check in? I like to leave space for folks if they're wanting to say how they're feeling. Ooh, somebody has a beautiful full moon picture. Who's that? Chroma. Very neat. That is lovely. Yes, last night was the full moon in Cancer. So if you're having emotions come up out of the blue or were stronger than normal, according to my teacher, Jackie Mancusa, this morning, that's what's going on. But here at My Lives, my name's Greg Phillips. I'm from Rochester, New York. And what I do is something called ChakraTouch. It's a gift I received about 15 or so years ago. And it took me 14 plus years to answer the call to do something with it. So I find it really special. What I do is if somebody wants a reading today in the session, we'll start a small list. And then I work with the person. I basically energetically place my hands on their chakras. And I don't take any energy away. I don't move energy. I don't add energy. I open myself up to be a channel for love and hold that loving space for them. And somehow, because it's a gift, magically, I like to say, their energy begins to talk to me, usually. It's not like it goes blah, 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 but I start seeing the patterns and the movement patterns, what I say it is, the movement pattern of how their energy is currently moving. It could be frenetic, it could be slow and sluggish, it could be gentle and soft. And I start to see images and hear different sounds to help describe it to you. And then I coach you and guide you, and together we work with whatever is being needed in that moment with the energy. It could result in a shift, it could result in healing, it could result in a new awareness, it could result in a nice cry or letting go. The possibilities and the end result are really open, really, to where the person is at and what happens with the energy. And it's really a beautiful experience for me, and hopefully the other person. Usually it's very beautiful for them. So I can work with physical, mental, emotional stuff, spiritual. It's at any level, really, because it is, of course, our energy. And I often involve the rest of the group during the session. There's lots of different ways. I do a lot with gentle hand placements and various types of meditations along that. And so I think that is what we usually start with, and I will do a real simple one. Does anyone have any questions about that? You'll probably see as people speak up to have a reading, which I could start the list now if anyone's interested. Anyone interested in a reading? Patrick says, I felt my old abandonment mood. Rhonda would be. Okay, dear. I have felt my old abandonment wound more recently as I'm working on becoming more sensitive and opening up to dive deeper into my relationship. Patrick, that is an amazingly beautiful intention. That's like phenomenal. Have you written that in the expression of saying you'd like a reading? Because if so, that would put you at the top of the list. So just clarify that for me, my friend. Rhonda and Phoebe. Phoebe. All right. So Patrick did speak up first, so he'll go top. Then Rhonda is next. Phoebe and Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Phoebe. That's a name I don't hear very often. Very nice. Okay. We might have room for one or two more, depending on how our time and energy flows. So for now, we've got Patrick, then Rhonda, Phoebe, then Lynn. Very cool. Maria. That is so interesting to see your name today, Maria. I was talking with my guides during meditation today, and I don't really know many of them by name, but I know one of them, and she's my great grandma, and her name was Maria. She's from Italy. Oh, welcome, Lynn. Anyone else first timers? First time is a wonderful time. Repeat is also wonderful. We allow and open everything. Are you from Italy, Maria? Or are you Italian like me? Half Italian here. If it's your first time, sit back, relax, make sure that you are, I mean, if you're lying down, that's fine too. Just make sure that the front of your body is reachable with your hands. We do a lot of hand placements in my lives. Originally Italian. Fantastic. Maria, as they say. Alrighty, my friends. We're going to do a simple ChakraTouch meditation. We're going to work on 3 or 4 different energy centers and just hand placements and gentle breathing. And so we'll start off, let me roll back a little bit. I start off usually with the belly. It's a little hard to see with the camera, but place your hand down here. Here's my belly button. You want to have your hand underneath it with your thumb resting on it, and place your other hand on it. And just real gentle, real arms really relaxed and lovingly holding that space. The belly is a spot that activates the bottom 3 chakras, the root chakra being about security and safety, money, our connection to our body and the planet. The second chakra is about life force and creativity, sexuality, passion. It's a flowing water is often symbolized down there. And then the third chakra is just above the belly button at the solar plexus, and that is our source of power, strength, courage, intention, conviction. So we'll just close our eyes, feet flat on the floor if you're sitting in a chair, and if you're laying down, just make sure you're comfortable and can access the front of your body with your hands. And just take a moment to mind your breath and to focus your mind on the spot on your body there on the belly where the hands are lovingly resting and holding our belly. In my work, it's often a space of grounding. And just feel into that connection there. It can feel very nurturing to just place our hands on our energy centers and just be present with them with love and open-heartedness. Just feel into the spots in your body that are touching whatever you're sitting or resting on, and feel how it holds you and supports you. Feel your feet touching the floor and thus the ground. Excuse me, I sneezed. And just sense that safety and support of that piece of furniture or the earth below you, just gently and lovingly holding your body as you rest and settle in for our live today. And once you can sense that support and that groundedness, just send a little thank you, a loving little thank you to that chair or that couch, that bed, the floor below you. Just thank you for being there, for holding my body, for providing comfort, for keeping me stable. Perhaps you're driving in a car. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in. We'll breathe in through the nose, and then we'll let it out through the mouth. Okay? Here we go. Ah. The first one wasn't as deep as I can do, but that's okay. Gently raise your hands up to the center of your chest, at your heart chakra, and just lovingly fold them over on top of the heart. And feel deep into your chest where your center of love and emotions is. They could be high, could be overly charged today, like mine have been, or deep and slow sadness. Whatever they are, just hold a loving space for them to be exactly as they are. No need to fix them or change them, no need to move them. As we focus on our heart space, we take a moment and realize in that stillness we don't need to add stories or pile our thoughts onto the different emotions that we have. They just are. They're neither good nor bad. They might be a low or medium or a high frequency, but either way, our feelings just are. And love just is. Not only that, but love is who we are. We are love, and we are all love. We are connected through love. As you feel that love in your heart, send it a thank you. Thank you, heart. Thank you for being able to hold love. Thank you for the times when you feel open and the times when you feel closed. Thank you for the moments of fullness and emptiness. Thank you for moments of healthy heart and broken heart. Neither good nor bad, they just are, and I thank you for them. We'll do 3 more deep breaths in and out. Mentally give your heart a little hug of thanks and love. And slowly move your hands up to your forehead, to your third eye. Rest and relax your arms and soften your hands. This is the energy center of thought, perception, mental intuition, if you will, thoughts that come from that. Intuition is also in the heart. Beautiful thing about the third eye is it's our ability to perceive that which cannot be seen. So let's take a moment to just hold our mind in love and appreciation. Yes, sometimes it gets overly busy. I know I can overanalyze things sometimes or have an obsessive string, but then it passes. And sometimes the mind is calm and still. And sometimes it's busy planning, evaluating, investigating. When we move beyond that, we realize that there are thoughts and perspectives, viewpoints that we don't normally consider that are available to us if we look for them. And those can often shift what we think about any person, place, or thing. And when doing that shifting, we often shift our emotions that go along with that. And so we ask the divine to open our minds to help support and grow our ability to perceive that which we cannot see, to see options and perspectives that we wouldn't normally consider, so that we can see differently and ultimately feel better and connect more with love. And we'll do 3 more deep breaths in and out. Gently lower your hands and arms into a comfortable position, lightly wiggling and shaking them out. And somewhere deep inside, bow in thanks to yourself and to everyone here in the live for joining together in this peaceful, loving meditation. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and come back to the moment. I think I can take my hat off now. I'm warm. Hello and welcome to the 20 people that have come in since we started the meditation. Happy Wednesday the 27th, unless you're in down under New Zealand or the oceanic areas, Pacific Rim, then it is Thursday, the 28th. Oh, how was that for everybody? That was really grounding and nurturing for me. Yes, very calming, Patrick. I agree. I always feel like I can think more clearly after meditation. Yeah, and feel more clearly, which is really a lovely thing. I love meditating. Anyone else want to check in, say how they're doing, how they're feeling? Anyone else who is new, say hello, tell us where you're from. Clearing or cleaning? Clearing, Phoebe. Oh, I love that. Yes, wonderful. I think we'll have a nice, small, intimate group for now, which is neither here nor there, neither good nor bad, just lovely. Patrick, while we wait for others to check in, you can consider if you need to write anything more about what you're going to be wanting your reading for. So if you're new to my lives, I'm Greg Phillips. Hello, welcome. I do something called ChakraTouch. It's a mix of intuitive energy healing and spiritual coaching. And I take readings from people. They can state an intention, ask a question, bring up a topic, and then I work with them. I use my own sensitivities to witness and watch their energy, and then I describe what I see to them, and together we work to ease it, move it, shift it, release it, whatever is needed in the moment. Hi, Liz. That's my friend Liz. How are you, dear? Good to see you, and not in person, but here. Liz was one of the first I ever did a reading for, and we had a wonderful, wonderful reading. All right, Patrick, I guess you're up. So you had stated a intention earlier. Do you want to stay with that, or do you want to add more to it, my friend? Whatever you feel called to. Patrick earlier said, I have felt my old abandonment. I'm going to read it out loud again, and then I'll read the second part. Hello, dear Liz. I have felt my old abandonment wound more recently as I'm working on becoming more sensitive and opening up to dive deeper into my relationship. And then he says, emotional intimacy can trigger a kind of pain or fear in me. I want to clear that out. Very clear intention, Patrick. I love that. And you're I commend you on your awareness of the fear. Is there a location in your, what am I sensing? Is there a location in your body where the fear causes a physical reaction? Tightening, sort of a physical panicking, scattered brainness sort of sense? Is there anything like that going on? And you can just answer while solar plexus pain. Okay, fascinating. I have been working a lot with myself with that too. So we're going to start down at your belly, my friend. I'm going to actually, let me scan all three areas first. See what's going on in your mind. Mind isn't too active, which is really nice. Getting a little bit of a skitterish energy in the heart, but the okay, let's see. So I'm not getting a clear picture, but I'm getting a real clear vibe. There's a little child energy in the heart, Patrick, in your heart, and it has that quality of hiding behind a corner and sort of peeking out really sort of tentatively, really sort of uncertainly, right? So it's like there's a corner and it's going like that, and it's looking around to see if it's safe, and it's very sweet and it's very gentle, but it's very timid and very uncertain, and there is the fear there, and that's very, very strong in your heart. You can let me know whether that's resonating and if you can picture that. I'm not picturing a particular gender of the little child. It's more of just a kind of a little energy being, if you will, but it's such a sweet childlike quality. You know, I relate. My inner child certainly relates to this tentativeness and this uncertainty. And then let me check in at the belly here. Oh wow. There's a really strong energy in the belly. Patrick, I just want you to hum, like soft hum, like I'm doing, and make sure you can feel it in your throat. I don't know where that's coming from, but you want to be able to feel your vocal cords rumbling in your throat, okay? And just hold that for me and place your hands on your belly like we did for the meditation. There's a lot of upset down there. It's very tumultuous. If anyone wants to support Patrick in this, if you're feeling grounded and secure in your moments right now, you can place your hand on your belly and just feel into your own sense of safety and security and certainness. And if you are also feeling like Patrick, that you have that little inner child that has scaredy tentativeness, and you've got no grounding, then also place your hands on your belly and connect in with Patrick's reading. We are all connected by love and by energy, so the reading may be as much for you as it is for him. It's a very rumbly energy. Patrick, do you have any stomach issues? Digestive issues? You said the solar plexus. It's very fascinating because the our power and our strength comes from the solar plexus. It's often referenced in usually digestion. Yes, okay, good to know. It's very rumbly down there, and I'm not getting anything really super clear on it. It's it's like a muddy ocean, but lots of crashing waves going in opposite directions. Normally waves move in the same direction, but these are just sort of crashing, and they're made out of mud, like like it's a shallow ocean and it's stirring up the surface. So it is not calm at all down there, and it is very, very active. So we have two interesting things going on, and you might be blocked at the third chakra. I don't normally work right there, but I'm going to see what's going on there because it is our place of power, confidence, will, conviction. Patrick, I just place your hands, like you can't see it, but place your hand right above the belly button, right on that solar plexus. You're aware of that. Place both hands there, and oh, we're gonna call in some divine support for you, okay? So whatever it is that you believe in, that you term as your divine connection, I call it source, universe, God, spirit, the divine. We're just gonna hold that spot on our bodies, and we're gonna just humbly ask for divine courage. So, dear source, God, universe, spirit, please bolster us with your divine courage. Support Patrick as he goes through this skittish child response and his energies of fear and tumult. These are moments that we've all had in our lives and where we have very little, if any, internal strength to pull from. So, Source, we ask that you remind us of your connection to us, which is infinite, persistent, and always, and help open up our solar plexuses and our belly to feel your courage that gives us strength to move through things, be they scary or joyful and positive. Lend us your strength when we don't have any of our own to tap into, and bolster our faith so we remember and trust that we are not alone. And everybody, just send a lot of love and grounding and support to Patrick right now. If you feel called to send it towards his belly or his solar plexus or his heart. Patrick, I want you to just repeat with me. I am safe, I am secure, and I am deeply loved. I am safe, I am secure, and I am deeply loved. Beautiful thing about this, Patrick, is you have this beautiful, clear intention of wanting to go deeper in your relationship. You're wanting to develop your own sensibilities, and ultimately what that means is your own connection to the person you are in relationship with, which really ultimately translates to your connection to yourself and to whatever you deem as your divine. And that intention in and of itself is so pure and beautiful. I can feel how pure it is. It's very it's as pure as that child energy, right? But there is that uncertainty. The mind is getting in there and you're having the triggers. It's so easy for us. I was experiencing this last night. I was deeply sad and feeling really lonely. I was missing connection. I was missing romantic relationship, which I've been single for a long time. I was missing community. I guess in a way I was missing spending time with you guys on a live as well, because this is a lovely place to connect. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I have my guides. I have the divine. I can ask for help. I can ask for support. I can ask to be able to have the courage and the strength to walk through the difficult feelings and the scary parts of life. We are not alone. You're not alone, Patrick. I bet there's as many people here as, well, I don't know how many people, but I'm sure there's plenty here that relate to these feelings that you're having. And because you've set such a clear, pure, and beautiful intention, I personally trust in your ability to do this. It may be unfamiliar, awkward, uncertain, and uncomfortable. But if you've made the intention for it and made that decision, then it's inevitable. Let's just see if we can do a little more calming here in the belly. It is calmer. Does it feel calmer for you, Patrick? I'm definitely seeing it's less tumultuous waves, just more of a gently lapping ocean and maybe some less mud. Yes, wonderful. Okay. There's a lot to unpack there, Patrick. My heart totally goes out to you. I can't imagine the personal courage it takes to make a decision like that. I can't imagine it actually. So I really want you to, what am I trying to do? Trying to say, really honor and appreciate yourself in this moment, Patrick. I know that the fear gets triggered, and I know that it can get, when it does get triggered, it can get triggered really supercharged triggered, right? But you wouldn't be getting triggered if you weren't in the right place for this. You're in an unfolding, you're in a process, and the courage it's taken to just even be vulnerable to this, to the capacity that you are, is just beautiful. So I want you to take time to honor that scared little child, really, to hold it and remind it that it's safe, secure, and deeply loved, and then honor your adult self. So Patrick says, it's interesting. I had the idea or theory the other day that we can replace the primary bond that we have lost with the bond to source and the divine. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? We never lose our bond or a connection with source. We just dial it up or down. So if you think about it like a pipe, a conduit, we can close that spot with our thoughts and we can open it with our thoughts. We can close it with our decisions, our actions, and we can open it with our actions. And honestly, for me lately, I've been trying to partner with the divine as much as I can on everything. In my meditation earlier before the live, I realized I haven't been asking the divine for help regarding how I feel about being single and not having had a relationship in a long time. I haven't asked for their support. And the minute I thought of that, they said, yes, we're always here. We're always available. You just have to ask. They never force it on us. So we have to reach for them. And that's really lovely. Yeah. And then we called it in today. I love calling in divine support. I have a beautiful track called I'm sorry, I always forget the name. I'm gonna go look at it. Where is it? Sorry, guys. Funny that I can't remember my tracks. Yes, quick divine invocations to start your day. Yes, it's a 5-minute track. You can start your day with it, or you can use it as a pick me up right in the middle. So it's really wonderful. Patrick, great work. Are you feeling complete for now, my friend? Like I said, there's a lot more to unpack, but I think that we've gotten you on some sure footing, maybe for now, hopefully. While you respond, I'm going to read what Anna wrote. Anna says, I have a fear of abandonment, only something I've pinpointed recently. It makes sense when I look at my interactions with myself or people. My head knows I'm safe, loved, and valued, but my body sometimes does not know it. So I feel my default is to overgive subconsciously to be accepted and not abandoned. Wow, Anna, that understanding, that understanding, as my friend Jackie Mancuso says, and that clarity is so powerful and beautiful. I really thank you for sharing that. Yeah. You know what? Uh, that's good, Anna. Thanks so much for sharing that. I'm really thinking, I'm feeling and sensing right now that is that I think it's a big part of our human condition, right? And yet, we have a choice, conscious choice. Sometimes we make a subconscious choice how to respond to all that, right? But we really do have the power of a conscious choice. Yeah, it can be conditioning a lot of times, absolutely, or 100%, depending on the person, right? But a lot of it is really the mental conditioning, right? Right? It's so much about how we're thinking about things. Life is so much about perspective, right? And then feelings are created based on what we're focusing on in our mind, right? And this happens to me all the time. The reason I was sad last night was because I was focusing on the lack. I was focusing on what was missing and my fear of maybe never getting it. And therefore, that made me feel lonely. And now I don't feel lonely right at this moment, right? So it's moment by moment as well. And because I'm here being a channel of love and being of service to you guys. So we're bonding and connecting over our our just basic humanity, right? No right or wrong, no good or bad. It's just us being our fascinating, beautiful human selves, our spiritual beings having a human experience, as some people say. Yes. Yeah, I figured you'd get that. I just felt like something was coming in to talk about that. Patrick, thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing with us. That brings up Rhonda is next. Rhonda, my friend, do you have your question, intention, or topic ready? There she is. Wow. Good work, Patrick. I'm proud of you, if it means anything. I know that's a funny statement to say, but I feel pride for you. Let's put it that way. Patrick can relate to Anna. So many things make sense since noticing. Right. You know what? That's so cool. Noticing and observing is so powerful. All right, Rhonda. Anxiety keeps creeping in, and I even feel anxious about the anxiety. I can relate to that. I need it to stop or get control of it. Well, okay, Rhonda, we can work with that. I'm going to encourage a different viewpoint right off the bat for us, my friend, as we look into this anxiety. And that is, people have heard me talk about this before, and it's just constant topic in my life and in my lives because it's in my life, but it's a concept called loving allowance. So I got it from a dear teacher of mine about 15, 18 years ago, and it's been with me ever since. And he says, we encourage you to have loving allowance for all things to be in their own time and place, starting with ourselves. And so the path to easing the anxiety, Rhonda, is in allowing it to be, because when we want it to change or need it to change, and I relate to that response, we are not accepting and allowing it in the moment, and therefore we have trouble witnessing and listening to it so that it can teach us. Because every emotion is generated from a thinking pattern. It's basically our guidance system. It's our indicator. Hey, we're thinking something that isn't really sitting well with us right now. Or, as some people say, we're having a perspective mentally, thought-wise, that is not in alignment with the divine, with source. Anxiety can make me feel powerless in the moment as well. So I often forget that I have choice of perspective and that I have choice of responses. Rhonda, I am not picking up anything yet. This is interesting. Oh, there we go. Rhonda, where do you feel the anxiety in your body? That's fascinating because that is where I started picking up. There's a, it, it's really wonderful. It has a, oh, wow, fascinating. Okay. So, uh, picture a, picture a little, humanoid heart, like a heart, like an emoji heart, like the hearts we have here on IT. It's got hands, or it's got arms and legs, and it's not really, doesn't have a face. It's just a heart, and it's bouncing around, kind of frolicking, but it's fascinating because I'm feeling two energies. I'm feeling a, I don't know where this is coming from. If this may not resonate, I don't know, but I'm not attached to anything that I say to help you guys. And what I'd like to feel a clearer picture here. I'm getting a skittish energy, but I'm also getting a frolicking, lighthearted energy. Trying to see if you can connect to either one of those. If those resonate or relate, let me know and see if you're feeling anything in response to that, Rhonda. It's like the heart is shaking from being cold, but it's jumping around like it's playing. It's a good question, Gary. He says, does your anxiety ever make you feel trapped? Welcome, Gary. Good to see you, my friend. I'm feeling better, Gary. Yes, thank you. Yeah, absolutely trapped. Okay. All right, Rhonda, I want you to place your hands right up on your forehead like we did for the meditation earlier. Okay, make sure your arms are relaxed and that your hands are gentle. And we are going to work in your mind space because there is a block there. I can feel it. No wonder I didn't see anything before because there is no movement. And I appreciate Gary's question because that has led me to see this walled off area in your mind. And it is, we've seen this in other people before. It's not a, it's not a square. It's not a square. It's more of like a walled off area. So if you could picture your mind space as a large room or cave, and when you turn and look in one direction, there's just this area that is completely walled off. There's no doors. It's a dark black wall, and it's just over there, and it is walled off. And the whole space is so still that you could hear a pin drop, almost like the holding of breath. Now, holding my breath is one of my common responses to anxiety. So at this time, Rhonda, make sure that your breathing is regular and normal, okay? And if you're having trouble finding a regular normal breath, do the deep inhalation through the nose and the exhalation through the mouth, okay? In fact, probably should do that because that kind of breathing helps calm the nervous system. Frolicking, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Trying to balance play and work. Okay. Is that where the anxiety is coming from, my friend? Trying to balance the play and the work? Or is it a more general anxiety? I can get that as well. Nothing specific goes on, but sometimes I just get generally anxious. A lot of different kinds of work, caretaking, and also my work to live. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Stay with me on this mind spot, Rhonda. I'm really feeling called to work with that walled off portion, okay? And I want you to just picture yourself sitting in that quiet space, all right? In whatever comfortable way, be it a chair, cross-legged, sitting on your knees, like in a meditative pose, whatever's comfortable. Pull up a chair if you need to. Could be a sofa, doesn't matter. Just picture it, sit there and look at this wall. And I want you to just observe it, okay? Because I can feel the resistance to wanting to look at it, and that is completely understandable, but we are all here with you. And at this moment, if anyone wants to help support Rhonda, place your hands on your heart and just feel into your own capacity to love, and just hold Rhonda in a loving, supportive space. We don't need anything to change here in your mind right now, Rhonda. We're just observing this wall. And we're just taking a peek at it. We're looking for things that maybe we wouldn't normally notice. What is the wall material made of? Are there any patterns or shapes that we didn't notice? Because when we look at it through the corner of our eye with fear and anxiety, we just see it as a dark wall blocking everything off. But we're wanting to just hold it in our observation right now, and let me know what comes to you, Rhonda. Are we seeing any texture to the wall? Is it really not black, but is it a series of different like blacks and grays? Are there any speckles of white? Just observe it. Really try to be an objective observer of it. It's shiny and reflective. Fascinating. Okay, let's tune into that. What's the reflection like? Is it showing your reflection, or is it just reflecting light? Try to tap into the quality of that and how shiny it really is. Are we talking mirror quality? Totally black and smooth. Okay, so like a gloss finish kind of shiny? Totally black and smooth. Okay. Yes, reflecting you, but not a clear reflection. Yes, I'm getting that as well. Okay. It is. Okay, just stay with that for a moment, Rhonda, while I feel in and around, and just make sure that any response you have is really just very objective. It's just looking at the qualities of the wall, things that we didn't see before. I mean, shiny and dark black can be quite beautiful, a black gloss finish, like an ebony, it can actually be quite lovely, right? And just sit there for a moment while I'm sensing in elsewhere. Okay, alrighty. I think I know what we can do next. The room is dusty up against it. Okay. So the room you're sitting in is dusty? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's been sitting still. I mean, like I said, it's so still and quiet. There's been no movement there, so of course dust is going to settle. So here's what we're going to do, my friend, and this, hopefully, I want you to just, in part of your mind, see yourself and hold yourself sitting up there in your mind, just being an observer of that black wall and the space around you, okay? And then take a portion of your mind and reach down to your heart. And there is that very lighthearted, frolicking energy down there. It is very much the play energy. And we're just going to sit with that for a moment. In fact, if anyone else wants to tap into that, we're just going to sit and we're going to watch, and it's going to play. And it feels so comfortable in its play. It's like those moments when we find something really fun to do, and then we can just feel that joy of the fun throughout our whole body and that whole experience of that moment. And we're just going to let that heart frolic its way up your chest. And just picture it as it's skipping and jumping with no particular pattern, but just that pure, unabashed unabandoned, or whatever, what is the word? Abandoned, whatever, very free, very loose, very light, very relaxed, and it's just frolicking its way up through your throat and your neck and up through your head, and is joining you in that space. And at first it's not really paying attention to you. It's just in its joy of dancing and frolicking around. And it's kicking up some dust as it does it. And you're starting to see that there's more up there than just the dust. And then it notices its reflection in the wall. And it starts to frolic and dance in front of it, like it's sort of showing off. It's seeing its moves and it's appreciating its moves. And then all of a sudden, you see it reach for something, and it opens a door that we didn't see before, and it just dances right in, and you can hear it giggling and a little bit of laughter. It's like it's discovered something, and it's really happy to see it. And then it comes dancing out the door again, and the minute the door closes, it's almost like it's a straight black wall again. But all of a sudden we have this glimpse of hope. There's a door into that walled off area. There's a door there. The real question, Rhonda, is whether you would like to go through that door or not. Because your heart feels more than comfortable going through it. It can see it clearly. So if we can be with that frolicking heart energy for a moment, that might lend you the support and courage to go into that door. But I don't want to go there if you don't want to go there. So you let me know. Do you want to open the door? All right, I love that. Okay, sure, let's go. That's the spirit. So here's what we're going to do, Rhonda. Just have their frolicking, dancing heart dance around you while you're sitting there. And instead of focusing on the wall, just focus on it. And just look how lighthearted it is, how much it enjoys play, how it seems to be effortless in its movement, and it just it just jumps and jigs and slides and glides just effortlessly, and it kicks up the dust, and it doesn't even care that there's dust there or there's boxes. And for a moment it reaches out its hand to you as it dances around, and here is your opportunity, because your heart knows how to go through the door, Rhonda. Your mind doesn't, but your heart knows how to go through the door. So if you can trust your heart, take its hand and we'll follow it through the door. And I don't know what's on the other side. I can't see it. This is your stuff. This is your room. Ah, really moving. So I see you taking its hand, and it leads you to the door, and you might be hesitant, but we're trusting your heart. And you go inside, and what do you see? Tell us what's there. Sunshine. Oh, that's so lovely. Ah, sunshine. Bright, beautiful sunshine. And is it filling the room, streaming in? Describe it to us. Tell us what's it looks like, what it feels like, about the warmth. Oh, wow, this is really moving stuff, Rhonda. I am in such deep appreciation and love for your vulnerability right now. It's a wide open room. There's no boxes, so it's bright all through the room. Everybody just tap into that and picture a beautiful sunny room in your mind if you need to, or in Rhonda's. Yes. Rich symbolism there, huh, my friends? Letting the sun in, letting the divine in, the source of all life and light. Lots of windows. This is the space that you've quartered off in your mind, Rhonda. It's part of you. It's part of your mind. You have created a separation, but there is no separation. And that wall was so scary that until we took time to sit with it and allow it to be the wall, it served a purpose. It certainly quarters off the room nicely. It's a strong wall. It's done a great job. But maybe you don't need it anymore, or maybe you do. We don't know. That's part of your journey. It'll unfold as it chooses to unfold, or as you investigate it and notice more things about it. Gary says, Rhonda, that I'd swear that you are me. Oh, Rhonda, God bless. I love that for you. I was so moved. It was good for me to cry too. I already cried once earlier today, and I guess I needed a little bit more. So I just want to thank you, Rhonda, for allowing us to go on that journey with you. Just beautiful. And let the tears flow, my friend. There's release and freedom and relief in tears. Oh, you're welcome. You know, our energy, I love this work because our energy is very much in the moment. Sure, it could be affected by thoughts of the past or the future, but our energy is, I say this all the time. I just am so enthused about it. Our energy is so much in the moment, and there's so much there for us to see. And when we look at our energy, instead of analyze our thoughts or analyze our feelings, but when we really objectively, honestly, truthfully show up and hold space for our energy, things like what Rhonda experienced can be revealed. Not always, but they can be. Yeah. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. It's good to see you as always. Oh, Stephanie says, just popped on, saw you were on, and wanted to wish you Merry Christmas and hope for many blessings in the new year. Yes, you too, my friend. I'll stay as long as I can. The connection today isn't good on my end. Ironic how the internet can reflect connection, right? Excellent. Rhonda, are we complete for now, my friend? If you're wanting to drill down more on that, come back for another live or mull around and consider whether you want to do one-on-ones with me. I'm open to all of that. Complete for now. I love that for you. Such powerful work, Rhonda, and for all of us too. I love that. I'm all emotional about it. Thank you for helping me tap that. Lynn, no, Phoebe, you are up next, my friend. And while Phoebe is getting ready to write, thank you, Rhonda, for your kind and generous donation. I'll talk about donations. If you're on an Apple OS, you've probably heard this a bajillion times from other teachers, but it's so true. If you're on an Apple system or device, they take 30% when you donate in a live. I am open to you donating whenever you feel like it, or if you don't want to feel like donating, I respect and honor that too. I just appreciate them. It supports my business, and this is what I do. This is solely what I do. But if you're on Apple, feel free to donate on my profile, on the teacher profile. Also, I invite you to follow me on Insight Timer and check out all my links. I record all these lives. So if you ever want to refresh or replay, I put them up on my YouTube within 24 hours after the session is over. And you can follow me on the socials or just follow me on Insight Timer. Rhonda did great work. I love it. I love it. I hate using the word work, but until I find another one, it's the simplest one to use right now. Phoebe, are you still here with us? Yes, you are. I see your reddish picture. What would you like today? Awesome. Phoebe's open to insight and grateful to be ready again to recenter and replenish with the crass state of the world we're in now. I've been trying to work through a creative block in doing sustainably meaningful work. Wow, that's a strong intention too. A lot like what as strong as an intention as Patrick had regarding his relationship. Okay, let's take a look at this. Creative block in doing sustainably meaningful work. Phoebe, what emotions do you hope to feel when doing your sustainably meaningful work? And I ask that because it is in my philosophy and belief system and my experience in life that anytime I want something, it's because of how I think it will make me feel. And so when I tap into those emotions and ask the universe for those emotions instead of the specific details, then the universe can knock my socks off. And I've had that experience quite often. So let's work with that a little bit. How do you want to feel in doing your sustainably meaningful work, and try to be as clear as possible without comparisons or as ifs or anything like that, but just like freedom, joy, flexibility, fulfillment. I love the word fulfillment. It's a huge one. So see if you can bring any of that up for us. I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm so glad you guys are here today, spending time on the holiday week with me. Oh, I just went all blurry. Sorry. Okay. When someone else feels seen, it makes me feel like I did something I'm assuming worthwhile or worthy. Okay. So I'm wanting to get even more granular with the feelings. What is the feeling associated with that? It's a great description, but we're not quite as deep as we could possibly go. I would say that that is the feeling of fulfillment, content, and joy. Acts that great. So does fulfillment also resonate? Shall we work with that as well? Yes. Okay. I kind of have this theory. I have this theory that we all want fulfillment, not just in our work, but we want fulfilling relationships with our friends and our family and our loved ones. We want fulfillment. We want fulfillment even in our fun and our play, right? Sometimes in play, it's easier to feel that fulfillment and contentment and joy. Is there anything else there, Phoebe? What else, when you're doing your meaningful work, just close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself doing your meaningful work. You don't have to know what it is, okay? We don't want details here because the mind can latch onto details and then we get a cluttered mind and it just doesn't bring us that clarity that we're looking for. So try to keep it real loose. And so have just what do they call it? A soft focus. So just imagine you're doing your meaningful work, whatever that may end up being, but just picture yourself doing it and feel into that future self or that current self and feel what they're feeling and how they are feeling joy in creating things that honor other people, or maybe the contentment of sitting and being with someone and just being present enough to see them, or just the fulfillment of maybe just being in the moment of putting something together for a client, whatever that might be, and just really soak that up, bathe in that, really relish in that feeling. There's your future self. They're doing the meaningful work, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What matters what it feels like. And just bathe in their contentment and their joy and their sense of fulfillment. And let me know how that's working, if that's working for you or not, and we can try another angle if it's not. Let me know where you're at. Fulfilling work. I asked for fulfilling work for many, many years. And when I found out I had this ChakraTouch gift, it scared the bejeebers out of me, and I spent 6 months deathly afraid to try anything with it. And then I decided, on a suggestion from a therapist, that I would offer practice sessions to my family and closest friends. And those were scary and nerve-wracking too, but when I did them, I realized how beautiful the gift is, and I cultivated some willingness to pursue it. It took another 6 months to launch an Insight Timer because I was that afraid, but eventually I said yes to it. And I spent years prior asking for fulfillment in work and asking for contentment and joy without clarity. And so showing up in that uncertainty and that unknowing and asking for these emotions can be really powerful, but we also need to allow it to unfold. And that is the difficult part for the mind. The mind wants it to be now or soon. It wants guarantees and certainties put in place The mind wants things written down and T's crossed and I's dotted and signed at the bottom with a guarantee and a seal of whatever those wax seals they used to use back in the day. The heart knows that we need to let things happen and unfold. All right, Phoebe, let me know where you're at, my friend, and I'm going to feel into your spots here. I think we'll do a love bomb. We'll wait for your response first and see where we go. Patrick, thank you so much for your donation. It's very kind and loving of you. I appreciate you and your generosity. I get taken to a place for balance with only being able to, if I'm well, to a place of balance with only being able to, if I'm well. Okay. Can you drill down on that for me? I don't quite understand. I mute every time I blow my nose. I don't want guys hearing that. So are you saying, I think this is what you're saying. Let me know if I'm getting this right. But you're saying that when you picture that future self doing the meaningful work and you tap into those emotions, you are taken to a place of balance? Okay. But okay, so can you see that all right, so thanks, Carrie. Phoebe, this block is very interesting. It keeps coming back up. I'm sensing that there's I'm just going to ask this. Like I said, I'm never attached to anything I say in here. I don't believe in right and wrong, and if it doesn't work for somebody, then it's okay with me. Yeah, absolutely. I love doing these. I'm just gonna say this, Phoebe, and hopefully this will come out correctly. I'm trying to be masterful with my words. I feel like you've placed a condition on this scenario, and I'm wondering if that's the block. So the reason I'm saying that, I'm just going to read out loud what you said again so that it can sink in with me and you. I get taken to a place of balance, right? That's one topic, place of balance, with only being able to, if I'm well. There's a condition. And then you said, like, I can only show up if this block isn't holding back. So the dynamic that I'm sensing in around this, the energy around it, and I'm not focusing on a particular area on your body. I'm just feeling into this sort of just this general dynamic, right? So we have your desire for all these positive feelings and for the place of balance, I would hope, or your intention for the place of balance. And then this condition, I can only get here if X, Y, and Z. And unfortunately, the X, Y, and Z could be anything, honestly, as well. But unfortunately, the way that is energetically coming across is I can't feel how I want to feel unless I clear this. So in the example of my journey to ChakraTouch, those 2 blocks of 6 months that I spent in the last year and a quarter, where I was just steeped in the fear. It wasn't ruling or running my day, but it was keeping me from answering the call to share my gift with the world. And My fears were very specific in that case. However, what made me move forward wasn't that the fears went away, because they didn't, and I still have them. Even this morning, I was very nervous and anxious about doing today's live. It's just where I was at. I was emotionally sensitive and energetically sensitive, and I was feeling nervous about it. And yet here we are having a great time. So silly mind getting in the way of what could be a good time, right? Perfect example. However, for me, I didn't move forward by getting rid of the fear. I moved forward by embracing the fear, by looking at the block, if you will, and accepting that I was scared, and then looking for the support and the courage that I needed to move forward. Because in my heart of hearts, I knew that the divine was calling me to share my gift. And I didn't know if people would like it. I didn't know if people would show up at lives. I'm crying because I'm so touched, but actually my fears didn't come true, right? I'm here with 80 other people having a great meditation, helping, Patrick, helping Rhonda, helping you right now. And we're just here, friends, supporting and loving each other. And I moved forward because I said yes to what I wanted. And that was probably the hardest decision I've ever made in my life, because I was saying yes to the unknown. I was saying yes to, you've given me this gift, God, universe, source. I'm saying yes to using it. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it, right? I just know I have it and I love it and it's fun, right? So you are capable we are all capable of feeling any emotion at any time we want. We can tap into them by thinking of a past memory, by thinking of a future self scenario. We can tap into it by thinking of something that's in our current lives, right? And I find that for me, holding a space of loving allowance and cultivating that love sort of lessens the owie, if you will, around the fears, around the blocks. I don't know if any of this is resonating, Phoebe, but what I'd love to do is what I call a love bomb, and hopefully that will open up some space. Let me know where you're at, my friend. I know I've just said a lot and shared a lot, and it may not relate. Hopefully some of it does. I guess I'm just encouraging you to think from a different viewpoint, because you have a condition around being able to do your meaningful work. And I realize there might be extenuating circumstances in your life. There might be physical challenges, health challenges, and I get that. But you have the spirit, you have the heart and the capacity to do what you are wanting to do, even if you don't know what that is yet. You have the strength and the courage to move forward, especially if we pull in the divine. Patrick, I have to agree with you. He says in the end, we trap ourselves by believing our fearful thoughts. Yeah, the love bomb will surely help. Okay, Phoebe, I don't know where you're at, my friend, but I'm gonna do, yes, feelings are reactions to thoughts, Rhonda. You're right. Very much. All right, everybody, we're gonna do this together because the love bomb is for us all. I want everyone, if you feel called to do it. All right. I'm still sitting with what you've shared. Thank you. Sorry, fear is definitely one of them, but I've been getting past. Yeah, Phoebe, the energy I get from you is so grand. Like, that's the word. Like, think of a grand ballroom, my friend. Like, that's you. You're this grand ballroom. You're this beautiful, elaborate space where amazing experiences occur. Like, people come and dance and have joy, and there's beautiful music, and they serve amazing, delicious food. You are this grand ballroom, and yet I feel that you are in the ballroom and you're in a corner and you're looking and you're saying, wow, if they could just turn the lights off, I'd be able to dance. And I get that. I get that. I don't even know where that thought came from, but you have this huge energy. And I could be wrong about this, but I feel that that is a connection to the divine that is calling you forward into your meaningful work, very similarly to what I went through. And you're just very similar to what I did, and I know other people have, but you're just holding yourself separate from the whole experience. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need to allow that to be. Sometimes we need to just sit with and let the blocks be. We don't need to be like Sisyphus pushing the stone up the hill. We don't need to be efforting it or working on it. Sometimes it's like Patrick's little child self in his heart. We just needed to hold some space and room for it and let it know that it was safe and secure and deeply loved. And the block is probably just something saying, hey, Phoebe, take a look over here. But man, we hate our blocks, don't we? Sometimes we just don't like them. We don't want to look at them. We don't want to feel them. But you're this beautiful ballroom, Phoebe. All right, let's do a love bomb. I think that is going to be a fantastic bit. So place your hands on your heart. Anyone, if you are feeling loving in this moment, if you are feeling the desire for love, we can all do a love bomb. This helps all of us. So place your hands on your heart, close your eyes, and just make sure your breathing is gentle and normal. And we're going to focus our minds right in the center of our chest, right where our heart is. And just picture your hands energetically cradling and holding your heart with deep love and gentle tenderness. And take a moment to feel into that tender holding, almost like you're cradling a child. And as you hold your heart, feeling that gentleness, the tenderness, and the strength of your heart, think of something, a person, place, or thing that you love so purely and so completely. There's no stories, there's no judgment, there's no thinking, there's no analyzing. You just love that person, place, or thing. You love it with your full heart. It brings you such joy when you think about how much you love it or them. And just begin to think about it and list it off. If anyone wants to write their thing in the chat to share it with us, feel free to do that. No need, but it is lovely when people do it. And as you think about that person, place, or thing that you love, right now I'm thinking about how much I love Christmas lights, how beautiful, bright, and shiny they are, and how it reminds me of the light in the darkest of times, and how the colors can be so clear and pure and beautiful. And that reminds me of my youth sitting at the couch reading books by the light of the Christmas tree and feeling the joy of Christmas with my family. And begin to think about other persons, places, and things that you love. It could be as simple as your bed, as a favorite food type, or a pet. And just begin to bombard your heart. Just barrage your heart with everything that you can think of that you love. And list it off in your mind or out loud. Leah loves dancing. Jeanette loves her son Felix. I love Christmas lights. I love my virtual backgrounds. I have so much fun playing with them every week to prepare them for you guys to have a inviting and warm space. I love people's vulnerability. I love how people show up with intention, and whether or not they find their path for moving forward, they've shown up with courage. I just so appreciate people's courage and their capacity to love. I love the meatloaf we had for Christmas. Oh my God, turkey sage meatloaf. If anybody loves meatloaf and everyone loves turkey, it was phenomenal. It was so delicious. I'm still eating it days later. I love that. I loved spending time with my brother and sister. Rhonda loves her cat. I love my brother and sister very deeply. I love having a safe place to live and a bed that I purchased, choosing the covers and the pillows and the sheets. And I love crawling into bed when you're really tired and you're ready for a really deep sleep and just falling asleep gently and naturally. I just love all those things. And just bombard your heart with all that stuff and watch as it fills, feel as that heart fills, and realize that at any moment, whether it's through a love bomb or some other reminder, we are love. We have the capacity to love. And in this moment, we can feel anything that we want. And love is the most powerful, the highest vibration that we as humans have access to on the planet right now. And just let your heart space fill with that beautiful sunshine, that beautiful light. And let it be soft and gentle and airy like a breeze. And as we're feeling this love, reach out your right hand and just picture placing it on the back of someone else's heart here in the group. And as we place our hands on each other's backs, right behind the heart chakra, watch as a circle of all of us, about 96 people here, watch as that circle widens and forms a circle of love, with each person holding their right hand to the back of the person to their right. And feel into that beautiful connection, that circle of love. And let all your love in your heart flow through you. We all want love. We all have access to love. We all are love. And with a deep bow of gratitude and thankfulness inside you, just bow in loving thanks to everyone here. Jeanette said she loves winter and the love the full moon in winter. Jeanette, you are such a good describer of your winter scenes. I love that. Phoebe says, I felt like ignoring the blocks got me here, and shadow work has helped. It's definitely a process, but I hear you. Thank you so much, Greg. I'm grateful and love that I'm finally safe again lately. Yeah, I love that for you, Phoebe. Phoebe, I sense that there's a lot going on for you in that, and I have just a holding a heart full of compassion for your process right now. Just really encourage you to, try to cultivate that loving allowance. The block is as much part of us as it is not wanted. And so you are a ballroom, my friend. You are a beautiful, grand ballroom. And there will be times when you feel like dancing, and times when you feel like eating the hors d'oeuvres, and times when you feel like sitting in the corner watching. Do your best to try to make it all be okay in your mind, okay? Because it is okay. Everything is okay when we make everything okay. Or what was that phrase? There's a great quote from somebody. Everything will be okay when we are okay with everything. Something like that. I forget who says that. My friends, I'm almost to the hour and a half. I'm sorry, Lynn and Maria, that I did not get to you. Oh, good. Yeah, the Circle of Love, which reminds me, that's the name of our group on Insight Timer. If you wish to join it, it's a small, lovely little group, and I know not a lot of people use the groups for sharing, but I'm hoping that it grows into a loving sharing space. Otherwise, I'm here again Friday at 4:44 Eastern PM, that is. And I'm also available for private one-on-one sessions where we do pretty much the same thing as these readings, but we have a whole hour to really drill down on it, and we can get a lot of work done. Those are also donation-based, not a requirement, but an invitation, as you will, if anyone wants to drill down or go deeper. And follow me on Insight Timer. If you're in a position to donate, I welcome it. I don't require it. I love it. I receive it happily and welcome and appreciatively. It is a lovely energetic exchange. And if you didn't know, if you can't donate, which I understand, I've been there, then there are ways to support teachers just by listening to their tracks and leaving ratings and reviews. We actually get paid when you listen, and then we respond to a review. Isn't that amazing? Like Insight Timer is so beautiful. It's created this heart-centered, non-commercialized space for us to gather and have like community, meditation, wonderful lives. I'm so grateful. This space didn't exist, what, 10 years ago. It's amazing that it exists for us now. And so I have a lot of love for Insight Timer and for its owners and the people there. And I have a lot of love for all of you. I'm definitely feeling the need to close now. Feel free to reach out to me if you got any questions or just want to chit chat. I'm an Insight Timer, and my you can message me through my teacher profile is what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm on Insight Timer. I'm a goofball, sorry. However, if you want to connect through socials, my link tree is there on my Insight Timer profile as well. And I will look forward to seeing you all another live. Jeanette. Oh, thank you, Jeanette. She says, Greg, your joy and compassion is so appreciated. Jeanette, I thank you for that. And hey, look, I wasn't feeling great this morning. I wasn't feeling bad, but I was feeling off and unbalanced and uncentered and very, very, very sensitive and emotional. And look, here we are today, and I feel better simply by sharing a loving space with all of you. So have a beautiful Wednesday, or if you are elsewhere, a Thursday. Have a lovely night and evening. Thank you for being here and creating this space with me. And I send you love and blessings. For now, ciao. Thank you, Arlene. Oh, thank you. That's lovely. I'll see you all another time. Bye-bye.